Hi folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. It's a lovely day in the Ozarks. Beautiful, clear sky so far. And a little brisk air this morning, but it'll warm up to probably about 70 today. So a pretty nice day overall. This is not a I told you so video, but I do want to point out that for several years now, I have been warning that America is collapsing. And I don't just mean politically or economically, that internally, our society, it's all collapsing. Our civilization as a nation is collapsing. That immorality, violence, crime, the lack of value on human life, it's all fallen apart. And while many have laughed and mocked and made comments that, well, it's not happening where I live, it's now becoming much more in our face and apparent that these things are in fact happening. I don't even know what to say anymore. The last few days, we've watched a couple of videos I'm sure many of you've seen. They're kind of horrific, of two young ladies that were brutally attacked, and one has perished, and I believe the other one has or is on the verge of, potentially. One was done by an illegal, the other one was done by a classmate. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania has announced that between the hours of 3 a.m. and 7 a.m. that their police will no longer be patrolling the streets or answering calls. The police stations will be closed during that time. And unless it is a immediate threat, violent crime, you just need to call an automated number and leave a report message. And maybe if you're lucky, someone might show up later on to take a report and do an investigation. Austin, Texas, a couple of weeks ago announced that they're so short-handed on police, they cannot get anyone to work for them, that huge amounts of Austin aren't even being patrolled. I believe the whole east side now, they're saying, has little to no police presence because of, no police officers. I know the first thing you're going to think of is, well, that's what you get when you defund the police. And that's true. You're absolutely correct. But it's really a lot more than that. It goes deeper than that. It goes to a major sign that we are watching this nation fall flat on its face. This is typical. The amount of violent crime, the devaluation of human life, the treatment of others, drug use, mental insanity, all of it is becoming so profound in our world and in our country that it's very difficult to ignore it at this point. Haiti, that little Caribbean country south of us, they have pretty much fallen apart. U.S. Embassy's been evacuated. The European Union has pulled out all of their staff. Reports that the Prime Minister of that nation has evacuated. It's not going to be too much longer, if it hasn't happened already, that a lot of these people are going to end up on United States soil as refugees and escaping that mess, especially with the open borders that we have. I mean, who's going to stop them or who's going to know? If you've also been watching, there's been a video floating around out of Haiti where there are certain gangs down there that participate in cannibalism. And it's a very grotesque video if you've seen it or if you haven't. And I won't go into the details of it, but it pretty much shows very clearly, it's hard to fake it, what they're doing. Now, I know that video that's floating around is about 2 years old, but it doesn't change the fact that there are people like that and gangs like that in that country. They have opened up the prisons and let all the prisoners out. Where do you think a lot of them are going to go? You think they're going to just stay there? I mean, it's not that far for them to get to the United States, knowing that they can come here and get all kinds of free stuff and will be welcomed with open arms. So how much longer it is till we have that on our shores? I think we're not that far away from seeing things like we have seen in South Africa in the United States. I mean, it's really almost to that point anyways in certain cities and neighborhoods in this country. If you pay attention to videos and see what's going on, there are places where if you're the wrong skin color or they just don't like you, mobs of people will just attack you for no reason and potentially even kill you. This is becoming commonplace in neighborhoods in the United States. It's because we're collapsing, folks. United States, as much as it breaks my heart to say it, is done. It's those last few breaths that we're watching take place. Now that could happen over weeks, months, or even years. But the fact is that it's happening. And I don't know that there's anything at this point that's going to reverse the course of this country. I know that there's going to be someone that says that, well, here he is again, talking about all the doom and gloom and how bad things are. Well, folks, they are bad. They're absolutely awful. The worst this country has ever seen. In fact, some of you that are old enough have seen this happen in other countries or seen other countries fall apart this way. And you never in your wildest dreams would have imagined that the United States would follow the same path, but yet here we are. Here we are doing the same thing that many other countries in our lifetime and before has followed, where we just completely collapse. We allow illegals to flood into the country. We don't uphold the laws that exist. We allow criminals and crooks to run everything. Drug use, tolerance, equity, inclusion, diversity, all of the things that are hallmark to a country falling apart without some foundation of morality and family and tradition in the Bible. Well, nations typically just fall apart. And that's exactly what we're seeing, folks. There is a bit of sadness. I understand that. But we have to push past that because we don't have time to mourn. This isn't a time and a place for us to sit and weep or hurt because we're watching this great nation fall apart. This is a time for us to become prepared. Because while it may not be at your doorstep just yet, that is only a matter of time until it does happen. Because it's spreading all over the country. And with hundreds of thousands of people coming into this country illegally, and the tens or hundreds of thousands already here, and millions that are already here, and the thousands and thousands of Americans that have just given themselves over to evil, it's only a matter of time until it starts happening at your doorstep. And the big question is how ready are you for this? How ready are you to see the stuff that we've seen in other countries, in South Africa, in Rwanda, in Haiti, and other places where they have completely fallen apart and given themselves over to evil, where the people in the country have just embarked on absolute terrorism all over. How prepared are you for that? Are you prepared to isolate yourself so that you don't have to go out and risk being involved in that? Are you prepared to lock down your home as best as you can in a defense to keep some of that out? Are you prepared for when that tries to come through your door? Are you prepared when the government steps in and they have this solution, this final plan that offers peace, but it comes at a price? Are you prepared to live outside of the system then? These are questions that you should be asking yourself, and you should be figuring out solutions and answers to these questions. Because I do not think that it's very much further until we have to face these questions. It does not take very long when a country reaches the point that we're at for it to really start sliding downward fast. It's really, in a lot of ways, already happening. And I don't think it's much longer before it's just a free fall spiral. And at that point, there is nothing that can be done. It's just gearing up and getting prepared. You need to be having conversations with your family, with your neighbors, with people close to you. Because this kind of behavior and these types of things, they're going to end up at your doorstep sooner or later. They're going to start infiltrating every community in this country. And you need to have a plan of action of what to do when that happens. We can no longer just sit by and notice what's going on, but not think that it's going to reach us. It already has, folks. It's already happening. It's already affecting us. And you need to be getting ready for it. I don't really know what else to say about it, other than it's quite obvious that this problem is here, and it's here to destroy us. And if you're tethered to this system, then you're going to go down with that ship. So you need to break away, become self-sufficient, focus on community, friends, people that you know and trust, and also your defenses, being able to produce your own food. All of these things are going to become necessary, because when it all starts falling apart and the American streets start looking like Haiti or some other country that we've seen over the recent years where they've fallen apart, you're not going to want to go to the store. You're not going to be able to just run down to the doctor or wherever to get the things that you need, because it's going to be absolute chaos and anarchy on the streets. Folks, it's time to get your houses in order and to prepare yourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.